Hi there, all you weirdos and wastrels, and welcome to another lockdown gallery private viewing. So tonight's the first of a three-part episode, a trilogy of exhibitions called Copy That. So we copy that parts 1, 2 and 3. Obviously tonight's the first one. And there you go. So we'll get on with it, and let's play on. First of all, it's called Copy That, because of copy that as in the I've understood sort of registration verbal thing over on radios, CBs and stuff like that, and also copy that because all the works are copied, printed out, and black and white. So that's the title anyway. So well, it's that time of the night. I'll put my Johnny face on and be all happy and pretend that the world's all tickety-boo and fine and fantastic, and I'll show you around. Right, I'll swap you around if I can work out how to do it. Hang on, there we go. There you go. Lockdown gallery. Copy that. Right, let's go in and have a look. Right, that's the gallery space. First of all, private view, glass of wine. As usual, traditional, so lovely. Cheers. Pinotage, very nice. Right, so here we are. This is our first selection of 13 works. It'll be 3 shows with 13 works. And our first one, starter, is by Susan Diamond. This is called Detour to Tallahassee. Susan studied at the Boston School of Fashion before travelling to Europe, and then settling in London, and then started painting upstairs at the Sir Richard Steele pub in Chalk Farm, London. God, I don't know that one actually. There she produced Sue Diamond's all-new adoption agency that showed at Decima Gallery. Oh, Decima, bloody David Bollocks at Decima. I've shown with him a few times, he's really funny, do like him. Later with her husband Mark, they created the cult fashion glam punk label Charles of London. They went on to create the electro noise performance band Gob Sausage. Now I didn't know this until I got all this over here. I absolutely fucking love Gob Sausage, and I never realised, didn't put 2 and 2 together. Brilliant, so great for that, Susan, cheers. Now back to her first love of painting. She shows and sells her acrylic on canvas works that ooze attitude with fluorescent colours, gold and silver, with alien figures in city landscapes. So that's Susan Diamond. She's a great character, and her work is actually really bright and really colourful and very cheerful. And you can see it on the Lockdown website now. Actually, all the pictures are up there loaded, and the ones that are sent in colour are up there in colour, so you can see them in their full glory, as it were. And there's all, if I've been supplied, there's all connections to the artist if you want to view more of their stuff. This one's lovely. It just reminds me of a good old-fashioned road movie, something like I don't know, kind of David Lynch almost, I reckon. Maybe something like that. Love it. Really like this piece. Right. And that's why I chose it on a massive big, hello Mandy, a massive big, and cheers man, big fan of like road movies and stuff like that. It just reminded me of it, so that's why I picked that one. Right, on to the next one. Right, the next one is Max Middleton. Now this is Entrechat en Loup. I'm not totally, is that Enter the Dog and Wolf or something maybe? I'm not sure. And it's an etching, an aquatine, and the original size of it is 25 centimetres by 40 centimetres, and the original price is £300 if you like it. And you can view that and see his details on the website. Max is very dear to my heart. He was my tutor at Foundation, and I've stayed in touch with him for quite a while, and I still do now, obviously. And he kept me in the art world. He kept me, hello Chris, he kept me persuaded into painting, and I was, I'd kind of almost given up before I started, but he convinced me that whether I got a proper job or not, I'd always end up painting, so just be a painter. And thanks to Max, here I am. Anyway, here's a little bit about Max. Max says, art is where through the manipulation of unyielding media and the obsessive study of the visual world, we clarify and record who we are. It provides a means of processing deep feelings when words fail. When he starts to draw in print or painting, he has no idea where the work will take him, and only the vaguest idea of what it may be like. The art of making art is a journey of discovery in itself, which keeps on going. His works are not ends, but just discoveries and resting places of interest. His works are clearly derived from real objects around him and can be therefore described and clarified as figurative, but they are neither intentionally narrative nor symbolic, but embodiments of feelings. So that's Max for you, and he's an amazing painter. He really is good as a figure painter, but he's doing a lot of prints lately. He's a print tutor, I think, at Thames something Studios. I can't remember. It's right opposite City Airport, the studios and workshops there. But check out his paintings if you can. It's Max Middleton. So yeah, have a look at that. Right, the next one. I like this one. It's a bit different. I loved it as soon as it came in. It's actually a sculptor, and it's a massive, big stone sculpture, and he's from Zimbabwe. And it reminded me straight away of Modigliani, obviously, because Modigliani obviously took his inspiration from African masks, as did they all at that time. But this is where my pronunciations of people's names are going to go right up the wall. So, accept my broad Cockney and limited knowledge, but this is Mavuto Jamala, and he says he's a Zimbabwean artist working in stone sculpture, welded art and mixed media. In 2000 he worked under the mentorship of one of Zimbabwe's an internationally renowned artists, the late Amos Sepuno. It is during the time that he started to accept and appreciate art as a career. In 2001 he started to establish his own workshop. Since then he has gained knowledge to express himself as an artist. And the art description is, sometimes in life a person may decide to leave the past behind and embrace new opportunities in life, which I think is bloody perfect for right now. It's super. I mean, we're all having to look for different directions in life. Some of us are having it forced upon us. Some of us, we have to make our own options now, and leave what we did know behind. And I don't think it's such a bad thing, to be honest, in many ways. Also, it's the title of the sculpture is Out from the Cold, medium stone. The size is 79 centimetres high, and it's 1,700 USD. Was it United States dollars, I'm guessing? But that's Mavuto's work. It's beautiful. And if you see the colour photograph, which is on the site, it's so highly polished and it's fantastic. Really liked it. So, and it's such an international show we've got so far. We've got from all around the world. But I'll be producing a little map to show where we've all come from. And Zimbabwe is not the furthest we've got either. So that's a sculpture. And now, so what we've had painting, print, and now we're back to another painting. Pronunciation time again. This is Julia Agnot, A-N-G-O-T. She's a French painter, so I'm guessing it's Ango, I hope. I've met her once. I was a judge at a show, The Grand Nu, in Paris at the Untold Factory Gallery, which is my favourite place on the planet. And unfortunately, it's just shut down due to the COVID thing. But apparently, it's up for sale. So I'll keep your eyes peeled. I'll say no more. Said too much. But yeah, so anyway, this is Julia Agno. Oh, Ango. I'm sorry, Julia. My pronunciation's dreadful. But she's an amazing painter. And when I went into the gallery, I picked 3 of them straight off. And Julia was one of them. As soon as I see her, and if I remember rightly, her painting was almost, it was about 3 or 4 figures, and it was like the top one was on a crucifix style thing, and they were just floating down the crucifix to the base. Absolutely amazing, beautiful painting. This is on the website in full colour as well. And Julia says, "The body, the animal cry, and the manipulation are themes that animate me. If my creations want to be vectors of messages regarding the vision of the woman, the fragility of nature, or the manipulation between men, I also wish to leave a large place to the violent aesthetics of the body, so the public has the freedom to be moved as he wishes in an intellectual or sensory way." Julia lives in Paris and Rennes and studied sculpture and synthetic materials at the National School of Applied Arts and Crafts. Then she went on to study at the Versailles Academy of Painting, Trompleal. The big part of my artworks is a logic of tension and poeticise the body to express political messages. This one's entitled Selfie Sketch Painting Number 1, and it's acrylic painting and charcoal, and it's 40 by 60 centimetres, and it was done in February of this year, and it's €800 if you're interested. It's well worth every penny of it, I tell you. This self-portrait embodied the rejection of the perfect lies displayed on advertising billboards and in the whole society. I think we can all relate to that. So that's Julia. Alright, on to the next one. Now these are quite a well-known and noted artists. This is the Lake Twins, and they do some superb, delicate and intricate drawings. Obviously they're twins, you can tell by the name. They're not lakes, obviously, just twins. And I believe one draws one side and one draws the other. So I'll be one of them and I'll be the other one, obviously. And I've got a little write-up here that they sent me, and it is the Lake Twins are London-based artists who began collaborating during their BA Honours at Central St Martin's College of Arts and Design. Their work has been exhibited and archived in galleries, heritage sites, educational institutes and private collections globally. These are spread across various locations in the UK, London, Delhi, Colombia, Russia, Helsinki and Lithuania. Such institutions that archive the Lake Twins' work include the Central St Martin's Archive, that holds a degree show in its entirety, and the Floodlight Foundation in Delhi, India, founded by Surbhi Modi. Oh God, people don't have to give me some words to get out, don't they? As students, they were involved in Damien Hirst's Twins installation. Oh, superb! I remember that. At the Tate Modern Gallery, and additional projects at Tate Britain Gallery. More recently, the Lake Twins have been invited to give talks at various London galleries and heritage sites where they have exhibited. Press has included the London Evening Standard magazine, Wall Street International, the Kensington and Chelsea magazine, the Vetus Riotous, Lithuanian national newspaper, oh God help me, something like that anyway, Art Monthly, New Delhi Financial Express and Who's Jack magazine. The artwork description is working with the ongoing theme of multiples. The Lake Twins look to the utilitisation of doubles in their everyday lives. They became aware that their naturally paired identical studio chairs appear in numerous photographs that document their working together and have travelled extensively with them during their international and London-based residency work, including performances. As a result, the Lake twins felt that the chairs deserved a little more of their attention. Through drawing, Lydia took ownership of one chair and Phoebe took ownership of the other. Subtle changes in the twins' decision making mean the drawings can be observed with comparison, the same way twins are observed. There you go. And the title of this sort of immaculate piece of artwork, wonderful drawing, is Ghost Chairs, and it's coloured pencil on paper. Each chair drawing is A2 in size, and the original date of it is December 2019, and the price is £200 for the pair, and that's the Lake twins. I hope you like it. It's just so delicate and beautiful. The craftsmanship is fantastic in it, absolutely fantastic. Right, on to the next one, and we have another drawing, but it's a pen drawing this time. And this is by Chris Wald, who I know is watching, so hello Chris. I've met Chris a while back, and we're quite good friends, so it's nice to have him included. And I picked this one because it's actually in colour, so it's nice to show this in black and white, but on the website you can see it in its full colour, which is lovely. And this is Barbara. The original is A3, and it's pen, watercolours and ink on paper, and it's not for sale at the moment, although he's open to offers. Well, the drawing's open to offers, but I know Chris, so he's probably open to offers as well. So that's Chris, and he's mostly well known for his battle jackets and stitching and embroidery. I don't know the technical term, but I think it's something to do with it. But he's just recently started getting back into drawing and painting, and they're fantastic. I know he loves his stitching and that, but his paintings are so much better. I love them, Chris. So yeah, keep on, mate. And now we have another Chris. This one's quite interesting, and as soon as I got it with the back history to it, I had to include it. It's wonderful. Now this is an acrylic painting by a chap called Chris Lightning. And it's of a deceased poet called John Trudell, and it's acrylic on canvas, and it's 30 by 40 inches. I really like it. First of all, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Chris Lightning is an artist from the Samson Cree Nation in Massachusetts, Alberta, which I think is fantastic. He paints in a style he calls neo-Aboriginal, blending modern art and traditional images from his culture. His goal has always been to raise awareness and advocate for human rights for Aboriginal people. I use art as my voice and donate portions of ourselves to charities across Canada. And this is on the site again, and it's got a direct link, so you can buy stuff. As I say, he donates so much money to needy and Aboriginal things, but to have a genuine sort of Native American Indian in the show is fantastic. I'm so pleased, and I really love the picture as well. It's fantastic. It's not bad at all. Anyway, that's Chris Lightning. Now we're on to a right dodgy old reprobate I've met once. No, this is a fantastic artist. This is Paul Sakorsky. Now, I've met Paul a couple of times. Oh, sorry, don't know what happened there. I've met Paul a couple of times, and he's a fantastic painter, and he's pretty well known. Well, he's very well known, to be honest. And he's got some great heritage going back to, I believe, the beginning of the YBAs and the Young British Artists and things like that. So yeah, he's been around and got some really good heritage behind him. Paul says of himself, he's an East London based artist, writer and poet. The artist is well known for the darkly humorous, subversive media hijackings of his potlatch newspaper, The Dark Times. They are quite funny, some of his works. And his performance-based alter ego, Kunst the Clown. I remember seeing that years ago, I believe. Work that sits alongside other series, such as his iconographic and expressively painted cityscapes, a unique series of urban expressions that accord with a city in transition, capturing the skyline as essential and conceptual engagement with the world. His work embraces both traditional and avant-garde practices and strategies, aesthetics, literature, philosophy, poetics, politics, change, arcane histories and pataphysical realities. He has exhibited across Europe and extensively in London. And his work has been well collected and published. This piece is called Bottle, and it's from a series Still Life During Lockdown, which began, as the title says, during lockdown in East London. Or as people in other countries so often used to say, London, England. For this particular work, a text that I wrote when I posted it originally on Instagram explains the title, which with the series title explains itself, I hope. I like to play on the meaning itself. So this is a bit of your own. The title is simultaneously literal and metaphorical, as in one needs bottle, courage, or don't bottle it, don't give up. One pause, origin being London Cockney slang, bottle and glass, arse. Don't bottle it, don't lose courage, shit yourself, as in don't give up. When also bottle it, i.e. put a cork in it, meaning be quiet, keep quiet about it, shut up. When someone has bottle means they've got courage, etc. Meanwhile in the real world, no alcohol for 5 days due to antibiotics for tooth infection. Oh, that must hurt Paul, I'm sure, bloody hell. Anyway, yeah, so that's Paul Sokolsky. I hope I got your name all right there, mate. And it's from series Still Life in Lockdown. It's titled Bottle. It's oil on paper. It's 230 by 350 millimeters. It's done on 5th of May 2020 and it's £500 unframed. And there's a full colour version of this on the website too, which this doesn't do justice. Well, none of these do colour black and white justice, but they work really well actually. I've got to be honest, I like them in black and white. But this is fantastic in colour on our site. Right, on to the next one. This is another far away one. And it's time for me to get words all wrong. This is by Suman Kaberaj. And he's from Calcutta, I believe, from India. And he's a multidisciplinary artist based in India. Kaberaj's work includes paintings, drawings, photography, installation, short films and multimedia works. This is actually a watercolour on paper done in April of this year. He sent us over, I think, 3, but this was my favourite. It's just because whenever you see pictures of India, you kind of just imagine people carrying stuff around on their heads and they're always overloaded. It was a bit like when I was in Morocco, in Marrakesh. And it reminded me of that, just people carrying stuff. And of course that relates to like a burden on the weight of your shoulders and everything like that. And which we've all got right now, I suppose. And these just brought back good memories of Marrakesh, but also highlighted the fact that we're carrying so much weight around with us at the moment because of everything. And so yeah, that's from another continent again, which is India. Right, and now we're on to Tracy. This is Tracy Watt. And her paintings are quite large and really glorious in colour, very flamboyant, and wonderful, sort of expressive pieces of work. And Tracy says, Tracy's idiosyncratic paintings provide a psychological confrontation and emotive response to the figurative. Instantly recognisable in style, providing representations of art, historic narratives plunged into modernity. Watt's new body of work, Special People, tuned towards portraiture with a flourish of flamboyance and attitude. Creative muses entice her with their strength, individuality and talents, from the visual arts, music, performance art and burlesque. Watt's contextual passion came to the fore while studying for an MA degree in painting research in researching contextual symbolics such as foliage, landscapes, still life, objects and animals, as well as aesthetics of Renaissance and Mannerists, expanding her imagination onto the visual plane. Now this portrait is of Jeff Van Phil, and it's the second work depicting the international male burlesque performer, capturing a moment in motion, a glimpse into the exquisite, elaborate world of the drag performance. His costume is stunning, while feathers set against bright pink beard and eye makeup. He stares out at the spectator in spectacular glory, pointy, false nails teasing. There are flies next to him, the butterfly symbolic of a good soul, the bird of paradise, an obvious portrayal of the subject's endearing beautification. So this is a portrait of Jeff Van Phil. It's acrylic on canvas, it's 90 by 90 centimetres from 2018 and it's £2,000. And go to the site and look at this one in full colour. It's dazzling disco colour, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really bright, really glaring. Right, now on to another foreign submission. I don't know anything about this really much at all. It's by an artist called Devis Bergantin, and Devis lives in the north of Italy and is an outsider and self-taught artist. He currently works with the Raw Art Foundation in Frankfurt, an independent art collective for untrained autodidactic artists. He says his work is always swinging amongst extremes, truth and artifice, control or hyper-control, and liberation, strong effective attachment to the work and abandonment irrationally and rationally. This one's called Icon, I believe, and it's a digital manipulation of digital colour drawing and data bending, whatever that is. I really don't know, I'm not very up on these things. And it is 1080 times 1080 pixels. It was done on April the 8th, 2020. The original work is immaterial, not for sale, obviously because it's computer generated. His description is, I manipulated one of my drawings. I expressed my inner world through drawing, then I regenerate it digitally using digital manipulation and glitch art techniques. I think this rebirth of worlds is mysticism. I'm really not sure what all the digital manipulation. I'm really not up on that, but it's just a beautiful piece to look at. And again, obviously up on the site with all directions if you want to see more of his work. But it's lovely. It's lovely to have something a bit different as well, multimedia. We had so much work come in with all disciplines. It was wonderful. That's why we ended up having to put 3 shows on. It's from all over the world and all disciplines, and yeah, it's great. Anyway, right, on to another one. Now this is Jo T. Culver. I don't know much about Jo. She posts up quite a lot, I've seen, of her work, and she used to be a real quite natural, just little pen sketcher drawer. It's good stuff. And this one is of Sue Tilley, the beloved muse of Naked Civil Servant, painted by Lucian Freud, who apparently is a hero. She drew it from online, and she loves it as Jo also worked at a job centre like her. So yeah, this is Jo T. Culver. A lovely little drawing. I guess it's probably about A4, it's probably not far off original size, I suppose. But yeah, I love it. I'm not quite sure whether these are meant to be a crown of thorns or something, but of course me being slightly obsessed with religious iconography, that's what I sample them as. Yep, so Jo T. Culver. Right, and now we're on to a final piece. This is Peter Mames. I went to a show of Peter's not so long ago. That's fantastic, really good, really intricate. These are not prints or drawings, these are all done with brush and ink. So the intricacies is even more impelling. I mean, it's to get that kind of line with just a brush and a lot of fine pen and that is wonderful. And they're really good stuff. The exhibition was fantastic. I can't remember where it was now. Hello Jenny. Um, 253 Gallery, I think. I'm sure it was. Anyway, Peter says his main interest is in translating complex ideas into simple drawings and is currently focused on historical narratives that intersect with current society, and I use historical imagery to highlight current political ideas. Peter comes from an Afrikaans speaking community in Krugersdorp, South Africa. He developed his drawing skills based on medieval European woodcuts and set up studios in India, Russia and Cairo, Egypt. He travels the world to find ideas and imagery for his work. He collects patterns that he finds on stone carvings and reliefs on temples, facades and graves, and was commissioned to design a circulation and commemorative coin for the South African Mint released in 2019. He uses a paintbrush to make drawings because it's the most expressive drawing implement. He is interested in how authority figures are portrayed and uses recognisable historical figures such as Stalin and Lord Kitchener. Marching armies and groups of people is what he's visually concentrating on because they symbolise the other side of authority, and he's entranced by bandaged people. They are symbols of the way humans try to remedy difficulties. A bandaged person also conveys a sense of having something to cover or hide as well. He believes that history is important as our morals and judgments are founded upon historical narratives. The drawings of authority figures, military soldiers, police, medical preparations and children is his way of dealing with personal disillusionment that he believes others are also experiencing due to the COVID-19 situation. Yeah, I agree with that. He makes artworks as a rebellion against the idea that nothing matters and his disillusionment of authorities. He says the lockdown has absolutely shattered my belief in all governments and all authority. They have really dropped the ball. The propaganda emanating from the media has dropped all pretences of even trying to be objective. We have been lied to so many ways from the beginning of the quarantine and lockdown that it makes you think how long they have been doing this in the past. I think it's probably a lot of people think the same as that, Peter. Anyway, this one's called Healthcare, and it's ink on Fabriano paper, 35 centimetres by 45 centimetres, done in 2020, and it's £450 if you're interested. This is obviously black and white anyway, but it's also up on the site. So that was it, that's number 13. I'll give you a little walk around the gallery. So, obviously starting there. I hope you liked it, I hope you kind of appreciate it. I like seeing these transformed into black and white. It's quite exciting really. It changes the whole definition of them, the whole kind of, I don't know really, the whole appearance is just, not just because it's in black and white, but it just takes on a different kind of form almost. I really like it. I had all of them, the chosen ones that we picked, I had them all out over my living room floor, so that was that 39 pieces. And they look fantastic all together, absolutely amazing, really good. So, there we go. There we go, right. Time for my usual wine and rewind, or wine and wind down, that was it. Well, I hope you liked it, and I apologise profusely for my bad pronunciation of names and long words and stuff like that. But I hope it's okay, and I quite look forward to doing the second one, which we've all got lined up, ready to go. All the artists are up for both part 2 and part 3, so you can check out when whoever's showing. And I'd just like to thank everyone that sent the stuff in. It was overwhelmed, to be honest with you. And to be quite frank, it's actually saved me quite a bit the last couple of weeks doing this. So it's I hope it's bringing you joy, but it's also kept me plodding along a bit. It just seems great, let's be honest. So we'll do part 2 next week. I can't remember if it's in part 2. It's on the website. No, it's got out of my mind. We've got another 13 next week. And then I think there's going to be a call out for ideas on the back of an envelope, which is just going to be, now we can go out a little bit more. Not that I ever want to see people, to be honest, but now we can go out a little bit more. You can wander down to your local post box, drop me in a little drawing on the back of an envelope, and we'll do that. I think that will be like answers on the back of an envelope, so it might be your kind of answers or conclusion to what's been happening, what's going on, or how do we make it better. I mean, this is about as much of a blank start as we're going to get with the world to make a bit of a difference. So it might be a nice thing to do, might be an idea, but I'll keep you posted on that. But we've got 2 weeks left of this, 2 more of these to come. This will be up until Wednesday, so if anyone wants any personal details or personal photographs or anything, it'll be up till Wednesday. And it comes down, and obviously the next one goes up on Thursday. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and we'll do all. Before I go, I've got 4 pieces of work in another show which is online at the moment by Sweetheart people. They're called The Great Leveller. And there's a few of us got some stuff in here. I know Mia's watching, she's got something in there. I can't remember. Sons of Incoherence they have. And they're having a Sweetheart Zoom party from 7 PM, so pretty soon. I'm going to try and work out what the hell's going on with Zoom. I haven't got a clue, so God knows what they're going to get. Hello Sally, give it a wave. Yeah, so I'm going to try and join in their party, which is probably going to be a complete shambles. I think me and my mate Jeff are going to have a go. So we'll probably get thrown out of our own virtual party, I would imagine. The usual for us. So if you want to do that, that's a Sweetheart one. And also, then again, at 8 o'clock, there's another show on by Cultivate, which is run by Sean Worrell, who most of you will probably have heard of. Really good bloke, fantastic gallerist and painter. And his show starts at 8 o'clock. So you can go right through the evening, getting as pissed as you like. And that's called Far From the Turmoil. And I know there's quite a few of you, I think we're watching this, that have got works in there as well. I think Sally has, I can't remember who else. But yeah, go and check his out, he's really worth supporting. So yeah, that's 2 from, now you've had enough of me. Go over and go and have a look at Sweetheart, and then on to Cultivate at 8 o'clock. And then come back and I'll bore you again next week, but with some really good art, so it won't be all that bad. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. Laters.